So in this session, we're going to look at how do you deal with theology marks if your school supports theology. So to deal with theology marks, we just simply come to, I'll log in as a director of studies, of course, or as administrator, and then I come here to the theology section, all right? So theology also has report card generation, and as I said, you have to have one in a term. So I click on new, and then I select a term 2, all right, and then I go ahead and say submit. So it will create for me a design or format for this particular marks of term 2. So the next thing I'll have to edit and set the rest of things. So I come here, say edit, and then after clicking on edit, I can go ahead and set other things such as generate marks, all right. So I come here and click on generate marks. I select the classes that I want to generate marks for. So here it will show me the theology classes. Of course, you have only one theology class, so I click there. Put the maximum score for it, for each, and then I say I want to display maybe mid of term marks to teachers and others, all right? So after setting what I should display in the mid of term, I can go ahead and now allow the mark submission for theology. And then I give the name of this title of this report card, 2025 theology, and then grading scale, I can keep it primary grading scale, and I'll just stop from there. We can stop from there. Then the next session you can generate the report cards after the marks have been submitted. So I can go ahead and submit. So when I click on submit, teachers of those theology lessons, they will be able to access. So you can see we have 48 marks because this is like we have a few students who are doing theology. So the marks that have been generated, they are 48. So if I come here to marks, or if teachers go to theology marks, they will be able to, or theology teachers will be able to access a section where they can submit theology marks, all right? So we can follow the previous video to how to deal with filters and the rest. A teacher can specify when to submit theology marks for the specific class only, for the specific term, and for the specific subject, and then I click on search to display those those marks. And once they display them, you can select some columns that you want to show and those that you don't want to show and submit, so you can be able to focus. However, if you use a computer, I don't think you may need to hide so many columns, right? Unless you're using maybe a mobile phone where you're limited with the screen space. So I can go ahead and enter the score of this student by just simply clicking on there, and then enter the score. So like this. So theology marks is just, you can enter them just like we are entering secular marks like this. So all right, so that's how you enter theology marks. So I want to consider from our student that you're using for testing. So I'll just simply come here to search by student and say Madeline. This is the student. I can filter there his all marks. So that's how you're even able to keep the history of the student's marks. So I can go ahead and put the marks of our demo student. So that is how we deal with theology marks submission. So I can go ahead and enter the marks of all students if I want to, but I've just given you an idea of how you can go ahead and submit the marks, all right? So let's leave that one at there. So if you want to see all of them at once, you can just simply come here and say change the number. I can say maybe I want to see 50 per page. Okay, so you can click on 50. The system will go ahead and show me 50. I can as well change the pages by switching from one page to another using this. So teachers, if they log in, they will be able to access their respective theology subjects that they teach, or their marks, and then they'll be able to submit their respective marks for theology. All right, so I hope you've understood how that is done. So the next thing you may need to generate report cards of theology. So generate report cards of theology, you just simply come here to Again, back to report card generation. After clicking on report card generation, so you'll be able to see the percentage at which the teachers have submitted the marks. So you see, if since the theology marks were few, and you can see that the percentage is bigger just by submitting 15 marks, we can be able to see that the percentage has come up to 31%. So I want to generate the report cards. So if I come here to students report card under theology, I will not be able to see any report card. Why? Because we have not generated report cards. So we assume that all teachers have submitted marks, and we want to generate the report cards of these students for theology. So how do you do that? To generate the report card of students for theology, you first make sure that all the marks have been submitted. You make sure that all the marks have been submitted. You can see here it is now 35%. I don't have time to submit all the marks, but you can see that all the marks, you have to make sure that all the marks have been submitted. After making sure that the marks have been submitted, the next thing is now to set the to generate the report cards, right? So to generate the report cards, we just simply come here to edit, and then click on edit, action edit, and then when you click on edit, you can go ahead and come to the section of report cards. Likewise to theology, you can say maybe I'm done with collecting marks. I don't want teachers to collect more marks. You say no here. So here you can be able to make the report card settings. Give the report card title, maybe end of term, whatever, anything that you want. And then after, you go ahead and select the grading scales, and then you click on generate report cards, and then you select the classes that you want to generate report cards for. It is recommended you generate like maximally 3 classes per time, because it can take time and it can lead to failure. So you may generate 1 class per time, or you can even generate 2, or maximally 3, or any, but recommended 1 or 2 at least. So I generate the report cards for P1, for P4. So I select here which marks do I need to include in this theology report card. I say I want to include only mid of term marks. If I want to include more than 1 mark, maybe with end, I can say end of term. So these 2 will be included. If I want to include only end, I say end only. So you select the mark that you want to include. Then we ask you if you want to generate positioning. So if you want to choose position, to use average, so it will add both and generate position according to average. If you want to use a specific mark, I can just simply say use specific mark. I can say maybe use mid of term marks to generate the positions. You can choose any that you want. Then we ask you if you want to delete report cards of non-active students. You say yes or no. We ask you want to generate the comments through the system. So if you want the system to generate the comments of teachers, you just simply put there yes. Then mean that the system will generate the comments of teachers automatically. If you want to enter these comments by yourself, just say no. Then the system will give you an interface where you can enter the comments from. So I can say yes, but I'll show you how. If you say no, then I'll show you how you can enter the comments from. I'll show you. So if you want to generate the comments of head teacher, you just say yes. So to generate the head teacher's comment. If you want to display the average, you say yes or no. If you want to use positions, if you want to display position, you say yes or no. So if you say yes, you want to generate positions, it will ask you that you want to generate position by stream or by class. You select one or two. And then it will ask you, do you want to display this position on report card? So if you say, I want to display this position on report card, it will give you options. So if you want to display, some people don't want positions, for example. So if I don't want to display positions on the report card, I just say don't display. If I want to position the students by myself and right there using a pen, I say display manual positions entry space. This one will give me a space where I can write using a pen. If I want to display these positions that are being automated by the system, I just say display the position that will be automated by the system. So if you want to change the names of beginning of term, end of term, maybe some people have different names. Okay, so you can change maybe STEM exam, maybe something like that. So you can change the naming from here. But if you don't need to change the name, you can leave those ones. So because they're already optimized, they are short. These names have not to be long because they are going to be displayed in the column. So you can leave them the way they are. So display these report cards to parents. So if these report cards are ready and want these parents to see these report cards using their mobile apps, just say yes. Display report cards template. Which design do you want So I can just select any design that I want for my report card. What is the head teacher's communication? So here, the head teacher can put here their communication that will appear on the report card. So after making those settings, remember they'll be saved. You can just simply come and update them. I go ahead and click on submit. So this one is going to take time. It will take time to generate the report cards, so you'll have to be patient. So if I come back here to the list, I'll be able to see the number of report cards that have been generated. There are 12. We only have 12 students there. So I can come and still edit and make some modification where necessary. So feel free to come and make some modifications in case you forgot something or something else. So now the report cards will be accessed here. So this is the section where I'll be seeing the report card. So you'll be able to see the name of the students, the face of a student. All right. You'll be able to see the term. You'll be able to see the name of the student. You'll be able to see the class. You'll be able to see the exam that were used. I mean the type of the exam or the report card. You'll be able to see the position of this student. So if you want to change it manually, you can change it from here. You'll be able to see the students, the number of students in that class. You'll be able to see the total mark that this student scored. You'll be able to see the total aggregate this student scored, and you'll be able to see the grades that this student scored, and you'll be able to see the position of this student in class. So you'll have a section where you can enter the class teacher's comment. So this is the class teacher's comment on this particular report card. So if you want to change the comment, we selected system generated comments. So you can see the type of comments. Grades are improving, but she needs more input. That is for this one who scored a second grade. So you can even sort here. I want to see the failure. I want to see, for example, this one has the worst grades because the total marks is 0. We did not submit marks for this one. He scored a U. So you can see Oscar Academics is unsatisfactory. He needs to take his studies serious. So the comment will be relevant almost. It will be relevant to the student's performance. So if I sort here in descending, I can be able to see the best performance. For example, this student scored 12. Remember, we submitted all the marks of this student. So you can see the comment is Madeline, whatever, is shining. Is a shining example of academic achievement. Congrats to her and her performance and on her outstanding performance. So you see the best student will have like better comments. So you can check those comments. If you want to change the comment, to appear here, you can just simply click on it and then you can be able to change the comment. You can grab it and put a new comment, something like that. If you've made some changes in the marks and you want to update this, you can go ahead and generate again the report card, regenerate, and it will go ahead and update accordingly. If you want to see specific columns, you can go ahead and select all to see maybe even the head teacher's comment section. Here the head teacher can comment from here. All right. If you want to see the head teacher's comment, what maybe to see only a few, you can select only the column that you want to see, and then you can be able to comment based on the student face and student performance. If you want to change the total manually, you can change it from there. So that is how we deal with the marks the report card generation of theology. So in the next lecture, I'll show you how do you now generate this report card for printing. Okay, but this is how you do generate. So if you want to enter the comments on each report card, you just enter the comments from here. If these are not satisfactory to you, you can change by just simply clicking on one and change. Click on one and change. So that is how you deal with the report cards. You can change anything, you can modify here in case the position is not fine. So in the next lecture, the next session, I'll show you now how do you generate this report card to come up with a PDF that is ready to be printed or be given to the parent. So if you have any question, feel free to ask us. We shall be able to help you. In case maybe a new student who has come and you want to update, just simply come and edit here, regenerate. You can regenerate and get more marks for those students who have come, and then submit. Yeah, so I think this one answers all your questions. All right. So in the next session, classes theology, I want to see if I've not skipped anything. So in the next session, we shall show you how to do with the secular academics, and also how to generate the report cards for printing. All right. So I hope this was enough, and I hope it has covered. Please feel free to test things. Feel free to test, make those mistakes, so you can understand how the system exactly works. In case you face a lot of challenges, then contact us. We shall be able to do what? To help you and guide you. See you in the next session.